Say what?
What you talking about,
You're
Greg?
still typing in YouTube.
Oh,
Maybe
Oh,
you
okay.
pull it up.
let's bring up the special guest tonight. The one and only special guest. That's Uncle Steve. What's up, Unc?
What's up, birthday man? I hope you got your birthday suit on.
Yay, man. nah,
Oh,
nah,
Lord.
I can't do that, boy. I know you tried about 2 months ago when you took it off, boy. I said, uh-oh. I said, uh-oh, JR, he taking it off.
in the show. We out.
Yeah. I said, God, no, boy, that got emotional right now. God damn, I'm Steve, I'm tired of it. Once again, I want to say hello to the chat. We got JR Boxing, Greg said it, and Uncle Steve on tonight as a special guest. Appreciate them for helping me celebrate my birthday week by being a special guest on each other days, and I appreciate them for that. All right, chat, y'all asking for it. This is 1 week and 1 week only. All right, we giving it to you. We giving it to you. We giving it to you. Well, let's get this show started. Here we go. Right
Am I coming to see you homecoming? Nah, I'm not coming to see you homecoming. I can't make it out there.
My name is.
I wish I could though, but it just can't happen. I got treatment out here. I can't be I gotta get ready. Big ready.
JR, when you hear that, I gotta get ready, big ready, gotta get that treatment. What goes through your mind?
That that the process means a lot to him. That's what immediately goes through my mind. That the process it means a lot to him. Look, he could see what we proverbially say, the light at the end of the tunnel, right? And
Right.
so for him, being drafted, that's a feat within itself. Regardless of where you drafted at, that's still a feat to be, lauded and praised for. So you get drafted. Now the next step is to, actually play in a meaningful game. And I think Shedeur can see that coming to fruition. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time of when. So by him stating, look, I got to stay back. I got to get treatment. I got to take care of things like that. Look, that's a business decision because he can easily go back to CU where his name is up on the building, up there, and enjoy the festivities there. But he's saying that like I got to make this business decision to stay back, man, because there's a lot riding on it right now.
Yeah. It's a couple ways you can look at it. You can look at it that you also can look at it that Deshaun Watson is about to be released. So he got to be big ready because he got another quarterback coming in the room that could be battling with, you got that. You got the fact that he was out and they put a scout team quarterback as a second team quarterback. It's a lot of things that, when you're not in the best situation, and it's almost like people can leverage it against you, where I'm basically give me a reason. So if you ain't all the way ready, you just gonna fall all the way down to fourth string again. So that could be big ready too. Deshaun Watson come back with all the money on his head and experience, and you got rid of all the other experienced quarterbacks. And then you got the other guy they just itching to put over you, and he already passed you. How do you get your spot back? Is it guaranteed that they give you that spot back? They might have been looking for this opportunity. So you can't let nothing linger at this point. You can't play.
Good point.
Well,
Steve.
as a young kid, he dreamed about this day. You dream about this all your life, and then when it's getting ready to happen, you're not going to be prepared for it. He built different. If you look at it, the man just built different. Other kids, they going back to Colorado. If they got this bye week, they leave it. As the Colorado boys, they leave it. They going and they gonna go celebrate. And what you realize, especially this ain't the time for him to go back anyway to Colorado. They need to be focused on the team. Need to be focused on themselves. But with that being said, B, I just said this here. The guy is focused on the mission because people got their forks out and they ready to attack him. And they are not gonna hear any excuses. They're not gonna hear that he's not getting reps. They're not listening to all of that. So he knows going in, he has a disadvantage, but you can turn that disadvantage into advantage by being prepared and the only thing Shedeur has to do, make the plays that he has and throw away the ball when they go back there, they blitzing and he ain't got no room. Throw the ball away.
Yeah.
Throw the ball away and make the plays that you make, and he's fine. Back to you, B. Watts.
Yeah, I agree, man. He can't go backwards, man. He can't retrieve, brother. He can't do the thing that he was doing in Colorado, JR, because, like you said, they can use any little thing. And when I hear Mary Kay saying he's not ready, they waiting on him. They don't know if he's ready for the offense. They don't want to see him. Like he played in the last preseason game, going backwards, running backwards, and all of that. And he even said, I got to get ready and be ready. I'm trying to figure out, you've been up there 6 months. You ain't ready yet. That's just me.
God, come on, man.
Huh?
I said, come on, man.
I mean, he been telling us, he been saying, I'm ready. I'm ready for my opportunity. And now he's saying in a tweet on Twitch, I got to get ready. Big ready. I'm saying, okay. I'm trying to read into it. If they finna give him an opportunity, have they told him if DG struggle in the first half, you're going to go in the second half? Or I don't know the playbook. Or Mary Kay said again today. They wait on him to get ready. JR?
He ain't like the supercomputer. The supercomputer was ready.
Look, what I'll say is what I can interpret that as meaning as like, look, this opportunity means a lot to me. It means the world to him. So if I gotta cross my T's and dot my I's to make sure that this moment I have to capitalize on, then that's what I have to do. So I don't think it's a problem of being ready for play operation and knowing the play. I don't think that's a problem. I mean, Dylan Gabriel is still week 8 and he looking at a little cue card. So you got quarterbacks all over the league looking at cue card. So I don't want to allude to that. I don't want to allude to him not knowing what to do. Look, you've been, like you said, B-Watch, you've been there 6 months. We talking about a young man that went in on 2 days of reps in a preseason game. And they just threw him out there. Hey, you're gonna be starting now. The preseason game on Friday. We're gonna let you know on Wednesday you're starting. No first team reps. First team ain't gonna play. The guys you actually been repping with, you ain't playing with them guys either. Go out there and make something happen. So I don't think he's lacking knowledge of the playbook. He's definitely not lacking knowledge of the game of football. He's been playing quarterback all his life.
But JR, he said big ready. He put a adjective or a verb or something in front of now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
he said,
yeah.
He used big to follow behind ready. He said big ready. Big describing the ready.
It's
ready.
A big moment. It's a big moment, Greg. I'll leave it at that.
Why just say I'm ready? I'm ready. Let's get ready. I'm getting ready.
Because if he ain't big ready, he gonna be big 4th string. I just told y'all, Watson coming back. Zappy already don't jump them. He probably y'all don't know, but he know he's already at 3rd string. We're gonna leverage. Oh, your back hurt. What's going over there? We got it. Zappy got it. That's what we've been trying to do anyway. They told you that when he got in second, they were trying to put Zappy over. So he got to be big ready because he know.
Okay, Greg. Let me come in like this. When the game comes Sunday, who gonna be the backup quarterback?
Zappy.
Yeah. Oh, great.
That's why he got to be big ready because he done got himself in the big. Look, man, they ain't handing him a position back. He got to prove himself. You know what they say? You ain't giving him nothing. And what giving him since he been up there for the whole time. They ain't giving him.
That's a nasty work there.
Yeah. he just
Uncle Steve, they said if you get injured, Uncle Steve, you can't lose your job.
He can.
Yeah.
The coach didn't even want to give him to the second string. Remember that? He was like, well,
Yeah.
wait till the day before the game. Like,
It
they used to
was.
do that. You gonna wait till the day before the game to find out who the second string quarterback? Like, who cares who's second string quarterback? Because it's Shedeur, we gonna wait it out. And then he named them because people putting enough pressure on him. Now he got the right opportunity. Now he can say, well, you know, Shedeur back is a little tender, so we're gonna work him back in slowly. He got to be big ready to get back in there.
He make a good point, B. Watts.
I know.
I look at it a little differently with it. If he's not the backup quarterback on Sunday, we got a problem. And the problem is they're not preparing him the way he should be. And Shedeur understands what they're doing. Shedeur understands that they have not put him in a position to succeed. And that's fine. I'll put Steph Nasty hasn't, because he should have had reps with the first team. I can guarantee you they'll put Zapp and give him reps. At the end of the day, they've sold everybody on this, B. Watts. They told you he's not ready. So if he's not ready and Dillon got sacked 6 times, Dillon threw safeties, why is he on the field? You have to ask people questions. It ain't about being ready. It's about being ready for the moment. And what we know here on this station here is the moment ain't gonna get too big for Shedeur. You done put him out there with scrubs anyway. So what's the difference? Now you're gonna put him with you're gonna put him with the starters, but hey, basically when it comes to the NFLs, a lot of them scrubs too. So he's at home. He's at home. He done got advanced scrubs. So with that being said, you really have to look at it. You have to look at it, man. Them dudes he was playing with, what I laughed at is this, B. Watts. They told you with Dillon, this is what they said with Dillon. Well, it's not a fair evaluation because the talent level he's playing with right now really ain't up to the NFL standards. He has the worst receivers in the NFL. His line is one of the worst in the NFL. But last time I checked, once you watch tapes, even though that may be true, but you do have one of the best running backs in the NFL. Even though that may be true, what you have is, and this is what Shedeur is different from Dillon. Shedeur is going to have opportunities to take that ball vertically. Shedeur going to take them. Dillon's not going to take them. So as long as Shedeur takes those shots, and I can tell you something that I know, and I know that's going to be true, and then you're going to see Mary Kay coming out because they're going to say, well, this is not fair to Dillon. When he starts throwing that ball vertical, Jerry Jeudy going. Jerry Jeudy gonna go because Jerry Jeudy like, I want that ball. And it's gonna go. Well, why wasn't he doing that? I think he set Dillon up because the receivers are playing a whole lot better. They're catching everything now for Shedeur. They weren't doing that for Dillon. And what they're gonna do is go show some tape in which they hitting Jeudy in the hand and he dropping the ball. But then I'm gonna show tape and say Jeudy was doing that with Winston and everybody else he played with. He drops the ball. But I'm here to tell you, Shedeur understands it won't be any excuses on the other side of the aisle. The other side of the aisle is going to be like, you got him out there, let him perform. He had no working with the first string. He going to be just like DTR. DTR was told the day before that he started. Shedeur needs to be ready because he might be told Saturday night. He might be told Sunday morning, we putting you in. He needs to be ready. That's why he's saying big ready. And I'll say this and I'll shut up, B. Watts. B. Watts, they don't run number 5 plays. What you need to know a whole card for? They don't run. They don't run no 46 or 30 plays. Dillon on that pull that card from between his legs and read the card and then go from there. Oh, throw the ball on the ground. Oh, I can do that. Okay, throw the ball 2 yards. I can do that. So we doing all that crying, and I tell folks, know the plays. Hell, they run 5 plays a game. Here you go. Throw the ball 2 yards. Throw the ball 2 yards. Throw the ball out of bounds. Back to you, B. Watts.
Well, y'all forgetting one major thing, and that's what y'all forgetting a key detail. Dillon Gabriel is a supercomputer. You gotta think about it. He got AI. He got that Neuralink chip back down the back of his spine. So it ain't fair to compare him to a person like Shedeur. He's an ordinary human. Dylan is like a futuristic quarterback. He like the future of it. Like he's the future. He's a Model T quarterback.
Oh Lord.
Y'all gotta keep that in mind. Y'all can't keep acting like that ain't the case. Now he's short, but he's like the that first version of a supercomputer quarterback. So that's why he gets the kind of like the support he get because he's different. You know.
Oh. Greg, you wild, man.
Yeah. Hey, that is it. But
2025, you can't have these regular quarterbacks out there. Yeah, AI mode.
He said, AI quarterback.
He's future quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, man, everything is just strange, man, when it comes down to Shedeur hitting that football field, man. Everything's strange, and it looked like to me, I hate to say this, but Greg, you know I don't like agreeing with nothing you say, but I gotta go with him. I don't thought about this thing all day. He right. It by beyond, man. They teaching Coach Prime a lesson, bro. They teach him a lesson. Even though Uncle Steve said Tuesday, he earned everything, but hey, they provide that stage for you, boy. You hear that? We provide this stage for you. You got to kiss the rain.
Yeah.
You can't tell me Dylan Gabriel is better than Shedeur Sanders.
Nah, I never said that he was.
Okay, check this out. But this is where I want you to go. Is they still holding Coach Prime hostage and using Shedeur and Shiloh?
Look, my honest opinion, no, I don't think so. I think that was more of a pre-draft and draft situation. Now what I think is that it's more so Kevin Stefanski holding to his whatever his truth is. So if he's saying, well, I had Dylan Gabriel number 2 on my board from my evaluation process, if Stefanski was to move off Dylan Gabriel this quick, that's a problem. Because if Jimmy Haslam, you got to convince Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry to draft Dylan Gabriel, somebody that was evaluated in the process as being a 6 to undrafted type QB. But Stefanski, the quarterback whisperer, quote unquote, right, said, upon my evaluation,
Look at Steve. Steve said, "What quarterback was me?"
I mean, that's what's being thrown around, right? But Kevin Stefanski presented, to the team of people to say, "Hey, I feel like we need to draft this guy at this point." So they overreached. So you looking at somebody that I don't know if he's coaching for his job because Andrew Berry didn't give no press conference. Jimmy Haslam just kind of saying, "I let the football people make those decisions." So what's really happening? I just think Kevin Stefanski is kind of like, I'm gonna go down with this sinking ship.
Hold on, man, Gabe. Hold on, JR. Here you go, right here. A former quarterback.
Maybe the most egregious pick in all of the 2025 draft was the Browns taking Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. There's no way you can evaluate a quarterback position and have him rated as a higher prospect than Shedeur Sanders. There's no way that you can be an astute quarterback evaluator and think he was worthy of an asset as valuable as a 3rd round pick. We got to get to the root of the problem here. I mean, that was an egregious draft pick, and to die on the vine is very disappointing. That was a terrible draft pick. Now, don't accelerate the mistake by continuing down the path that you never should have went down in the first place. It's time to go to Shedeur Sanders simply because he was a better prospect coming out of college than Dylan Gabriel.
So, JR, you saying that head coach going down there here with Dylan Gabriel?
Absolutely. Look, a blind man could tell that Shedeur has always been the better prospect going forward. Nothing changes that. Outside of a catastrophic injury, that's the only thing that really changes that process. So they both went through college. They both had Shedeur had an exceptional career. Dylan Gabriel had a career. Now you get to the NFL, and the infamous QB tracker for Cleveland comes out. The proof is in the pudding. Greg then told us a multitude of times. Uncle Steve then said it a multitude of times. Stats don't lie. They don't. So that's why I'm thinking, look, the Coach Prime thing is kind of all right. Look, we done already made a fool of your daddy in the pre-draft process, the draft process. Now it's about Kevin Stefanski not wanting to fall off that ship, Greg, or proverbially sink with the ship.
All right.
Okay, B Watts, I see what you're trying to do here. So let's just go ahead and do it. Because I like the way you got this little yin and you know, like you got JR, you know, JR is hopeful. He's no. He do that you know, that's what he do. That's what he here to do, right?
Yeah.
So that's fine. You know, because we can't act like coincidence is coming, right? It's not coming. Coincidence is not coming. You're not gonna try to harmonize. Okay, these are the extremes. You go from the guy who's supposed to be first or second in the draft to 144th in a matter of days, if not hours, right? So that right there is a problem. You got a guy who numbers and all the pre-draft board said that, right? So how do you end up not only 144, but on a team? Show me another quarterback where a team picked two quarterbacks out the same draft. Okay, so that right there kills it. He was put in the same situation as Shiloh, but different. Shiloh knew what the time was. He verbalizes. Shiloh be saying the stuff. Y'all listen to what he say. He knew he was screwed when he saw Shedeur got screwed.
Yeah.
Shedeur was put in an impossible situation. The only reason they drafted him because they didn't want to be obvious, even though they obvious. But it was really, like I said the other day, is really to poke at him, to humiliate him. They put him in an impossible situation from day one where he wasn't going to get the reps. And we tried to play this fantasy game like he was. He's going to split the reps, and he fifth string. They brought in two other quarterbacks, veterans, in the same offseason, then brought in Dylan Gabriel. That really should have been enough quarterbacks for them. They already had Watson. They knew he was coming back. They didn't need to draft. They didn't need to draft a quarterback. But if they needed to draft, they should have drafted one. And he should have been their project. He should have been the guy who's learning. You don't get two rookie quarterbacks at the same time. You just brought in two veteran quarterbacks. You got one coming off injury reserve halfway through the season. Why are you doing that? You put him in a situation where you knew he wasn't going to get the reps. You put him in a situation where you knew you can leverage it against him and say, well, you're a fifth-round draft pick. Well, it's four other guys in front of you. Everything they put him in a position it fits the humiliation narrative. It's not a conspiracy. The whole setup, that's why I said it from the beginning. You were set up from the beginning. The draft is not the end. The draft is the beginning. What are we talking about? The draft is not the end of it. The draft is the door to this situation, and we watching it play out on what they wanted him to be, the situation to be in. And they've already said it in all kinds of ways. It don't been leaked, and we don't know who it's coming from. They want to humble him. They didn't want to give him that. Even Cleveland kept saying, we don't want to give him nothing. He got to earn everything. Like, is there not every player? Both Barry and Stefanski said it. Like, as soon as they drafted him, like, who are you talking to? Who you giving this message to? So they had already put out there as if they saw him a certain kind of way. There was no excitement when they got him. It was no joy. Anything that he got, any credit he got, they had to diminish it. Well, you know, he's like everybody else. Well, what about Dylan? Dylan did good too. Every time anybody tried to give Shedeur any kind of credit, they had to make sure that, you know, Flacco's doing well, and you know, well, all of them are doing well. I was like, what kind of silly crap is this? Go back and show me any time this whole time you've been up there where anybody was able to give credit to Shedeur, or the coach gave credit to Shedeur without having to give it to somebody else. That.
B Watts, they made an egregious mistake when it pertains to the draft. You drafted the wrong horse, and you had a thoroughbred, and then you had a donkey. They went for the donkey, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you were going up mountains, Dylan would be the perfect one because you take donkeys up mountains. That'll be the perfect one to use. But you're not going up. You're not going up mountains. You're running the Kentucky Derby, and when you're running the Kentucky Derby, you need a thoroughbred. You need Shedeur. Now with the two quarterbacks, I will say this: if Steph Nasty was correct that Dylan was the best quarterback, he would have came out brilliant by them getting Dylan, then getting Shedeur in the 5th round. Because if you develop Shedeur, even if Dylan, I'm just saying, if Dylan was, this is a big if was a fifth, we all be drunk, but that's not the case. He picking Shedeur, he could have leveraged Shedeur then and to get even more picks, because it's plenty of teams would have been out there saying, oh man, he developed this young man here, but Dylan is their guy. Boom, they're set. Or you got your first and you got your second string quarterback, which they do anyway. They got their first string, they got their second string, but it'll be reversed. It'll be Shedeur. Dylan will be back there with the My Little Pony or riding in the back on his little horse. If you watch stuff, you see the guy on the big horse, he'll be riding back on the little horse behind Shedeur. That's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go. But with that being said, Steph Nasty he went on Boot Hill. And when you go on Boot Hill, most people die on Boot Hill because you're gonna have Wide Earp and Doc Holliday, and they're gonna have the gunfight and everything else. So somebody got to die. He's left for dead, because at the end of the day, what they realized, they picked him 99th. That's a draft pick in which you could have got Cam Scatterboo, you could have got an offensive lineman, you could have got a receiver, something that was more vital for your team. And when you make those mistakes, what people are saying, and this is what the people aren't asking. See, this is what I would ask. I say, Steph Nasty, you made the pick for Dylan Gabriel, and Barry made the pick for Shedeur. You both should be fired, because if they're not the ones and you had the opportunity to look at them for an entire year, now you got them in the building and you can't do anything with them, you got to go. You got to go. That's both of y'all. Both of it. If Shedeur is not the one, then Barry should be gone. If Dylan's not the one, Steph Nasty should be gone. That's the way you're judged when it pertains to this, because how are we going to give you an opportunity to get all these draft picks, especially if they trade Myles Garrett to the Philadelphia Eagles for a boatload of picks? Why would we do this here and turn around and let you pick somebody else and set our team back another 10 years? So with that being said, B.Y., it's a lot of questions that need to be asked, and I think you, the person, need to be bringing them up on certain things of, hey, holding people accountable. They made decisions. We need to let this develop out, see how these young men turn out, but they need to be held accountable. Back to you, B. Watts.
Yeah, especially when they could have had Travis and Shedeur. That's crazy right there, man. That's fireable right there. Yeah, that's fireable right there. All right, that's enough Shedeur. Let's move on to Coach Prime and the Colorado football team. Coach Prime said in his presser, JR, they got some big things coming for Jordan C. I don't know what that means. Will they put him in the backfield as a fullback or a running back or a scat back or a wildcat? What's what USD is, man? That's what Coach Prime said, man. He said he got big things coming and surprises for Jordan C. When you hear that, what comes to your mind?
Look, I don't know, man. I mean, look, if I'm looking at the landscape of college football, it seems like every Saturday or Friday night you see a tackle or a guard getting a handoff or catching a pass or something like that, and that's cool and all. Like if Alabama want to do that with the left tackle Proctor, that's cool, because you know what Alabama got? A winning record, right? So, Coach Prime, I'm not trying to see no gadget plays with Jordan Seaton, dog. We losing. Dallin Hayden don't want to see no gadget plays with Jordan Seaton if we losing. Dallin Hayden can't even get more than 10 carries in the game, but we about to potentially
have some special things going on for Jordan Seaton.
Yeah.
If you gonna put him out there wide receiver and let him block on the screen, cool. But if you put him in the backfield, you saw the push that they got against Utah on that line. That's why Martin Luther King Starr came out there and said, no, we are not doing a quarterback sneak because y'all can't push them off the ball.
Maybe that's why they put him in the backfield. He got whooped all game, Jeff.
Why not just give the ball to Dallin Hayden? Why? Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Why not? So, B-Watch, if you asking me, will I be excited to see Jordan Seaton in the background? I mean, in the backfield, getting a handoff? The answer is heck no. Mix me with that, Coach Prime, but I get it. In order to keep the young man there, because you got to recruit your own guys now, you got to do something extra.
I don't know. You know, I got a thing with Coach Prime because I know he's putting a lot of stuff out the hat now. You know, as far as trying to figure stuff out. You know, they don't have them coaching meetings, and you see everybody checking each other, and he coaching the coaches and all of that now. And you know, for the last few weeks leading up, he been letting them kill each other at practice, and you know, trying to get physicality stirred up the week of the game. And my only thing was you had the whole spring, you had the whole summer, whole fall camp. And I asked them, I said, look, why don't you let them boys tackle and get used to getting hit? And now, you get to the game, half your team on the hit list, on the injury reserve list. And you sit up there, and now you want to hit. I don't know. Now he feel like he going to put Jordan Seaton in the backfield, and Yo-Yo already back there. I guess they feel like they'll have a running game if they the two tailbacks and one of them the fullback.
Hell no, Green. Time out, man. Time out, bro.
You be split backfield, Yo-Yo and
Hey, this season there's a lot, man.
Guess what? And then they gonna motion Salter out to receive.
Yeah.
And doggone Jordan Seaton gonna get the doggone Wildcat. Jordan Seaton gonna be the new Wildcat. It went from Draylon Miller to Cam Michael, and this week we're gonna see Jordan Seaton that Wildcat. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh man.
Let's do something different here. Let's do this. Let's pretend we got an offensive coordinator. And then go out there and call some real plays. You do not put Jordan Seaton nowhere else on that field with that foolishness, because if you get a future first round pick hurt on some foolishness, man, they gonna call for the Coach Prime head. That something happened to that man with that foolishness, man. You don't do that. If I'm at the parents, I'm calling up, man. Y'all stop this. Stop this. He's a left tackle. If he ain't doing left tackle, then we talking wrong here. It's fun and we can laugh, he and ha ha. Man, it's about football. Football ain't about putting your best player to about some backfield, some wing tea and iced tea and ice milk and all that stuff. Man, y'all gonna have me drinking around here with that foolishness. And then this is the funny part. We're saying we got the most experienced coaching. If you got the most experienced coaching and all you come up with is putting Jordan Seaton in the backfield, hell, let's do this here. You done already put all the walk-ons back there. You done put put White Prime back there. Let's do that. Put White Prime back there. Let him run the ball. Let him do the Wildcat. Because I don't want to hear it. I want to see some football. I want to see some physicality. I want to see some schemes. I want to see a team that's ready to play. If you start this mess, I promise you, we won't be texting on the game. Because the only thing I'm going to do as soon as I see it, like if I see Cam Michael starting the game and you got a running back there, I'm like, man, stop this. If I see all them freshmen out there, man, stop this. I'm going. It's time to go drink. It's time to go do something. I ain't got time. I'm going to go drink a slushy or something. I ain't got time for that. Man, I'll go here for football. If it ain't about football, what are we talking about? So it's cute, Maybe you're doing it to, hey, somebody advertisement or something, but man, let's get to football. Football is get that man at left tackle and let's go man to man and get down that field. But he can do whatever he want to. Hell, if you want to, let's put some balloons up. Let's put, let's do it all. Let's do it all. Let's get the circus going. Back to you, BY.
Yeah. Hey man. Oh man. What you would like to see them do, JR? They playing Arizona, man. They still trying. Do y'all think they're gonna go to a bowl game? How many more games? How many games they don't won? I don't even know their record. How many games they don't won?
3. They 3-5.
They got 4 games.
What, they trying to go to the Cheeto Bowl or something? Like, what are you talking about? What?
Man, what's wrong with the Cheeto Bowl, man?
The Lunchable Bowl?
You win, you get Cheetos and Lunchables for the game, man.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be happy, gonna have little snacks and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
I say do it, man. Look,
I mean, look, the bowl games, I told y'all, is dead. Ever since the playoff don't add more and more people to it, they're gonna start playing playoff games before the bowl games start playing. You usually play the bowl games and the big bowl game be at the end. Now the playoffs start halfway through December. You playing your bowl game the day after Christmas. Like, nobody ain't watching that. They already at the second round of the playoff. Like, it was some real football. They're gonna go watch the Cheeto Bowl. When you go and watch Colorado go and play doggone East Carolina or somebody. Like all these 6 and 6 teams, just these what they call what they call it when you get the trophy, complimentary trophy winners. Like, sorry football. You got good football, you watching that every week, and then you got to go watch these little complimentary football games. That's participation trophy bowl games where you watching people who ain't really good, but they on TV. You like, oh, look at little Ray. Look at, good job.
come on, man. Don't do them like that.
Yeah, so you ain't even in the top 25, right? You in the top 50 and you in the bowl game. And you playing another top 50 team. And the only reason they watching you because it's Coach Prime. But like, the game is sorry. Nobody really getting off on it, but you made a bowl game. Like, come on.
I think, can they get to a bowl? Yes. This win against Arizona is a must win. It's at home at Folsom Field. You got to come out. You got to win this game. That propels you to the next game, because West Virginia, definitely a winnable game. West Virginia record is worse than CU's, I believe.
They're going to beat the mess out of West Virginia.
You got to travel across country to win that game. But it's hard to win Arizona, win this one, string something together with West Virginia, and then it's kind of a toss-up between Arizona State and Kansas State. Who knows how it could go? But the bowl game, I think it's insurmountable for them to get to a bowl game, because it gives you more time to develop the younger guys on the team. Because after the season's done. The coaches can't do nothing else with them. You have an exit meeting or something like that, and you're gone. So I think the relevancy of the name of the bowl game, if it's the Pop-Tart, Cheeto, Lunchable Bowl, it don't matter. But
what did the bowl game do for them last year? What development did you get last year? We watched. You got an extra, then you got slaughtered by BYU. Then you get slaughtered this year, and you didn't even know which quarterback was playing. You had Juju come in. So I'm saying, like, that sound good, the development thing. Like, I think it do like Georgia and stuff like that. Like, because you got the depth and you got these young guys coming in. I don't think it benefit everybody, but I do think it do benefit. When you just got to look at it, man. This thing here is kind of rough. When you going out there and you playing these games and these little charity games, and nobody really checking for it. That's all I'm saying. But you do want to have a winning season. You should be playing for that. But I do think they're gonna go and beat. You know why I know they're gonna beat West Virginia bad? Because they play them like at 11 o'clock Mountain Time. You know how they do when they play them 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock morning game. They go beat them 40 to zip when the sun barely up. The sun be kind of like got that little, but it's gonna be 1 o'clock Eastern. They're gonna be Eastern, but they gonna be wide open. I guarantee you. I bet they don't play like they played against Utah. And you gonna say, oh, they beat up on West Virginia. They beat up on everybody when they play at 1 o'clock. Show me a bad game they played at 1 o'clock. I think show me the earlier they play, somehow they play, that more points they score. I don't know.
Watch, when I look at it pertaining to the bowls, I have to say this here. I think a little different. Those bowl games are huge. Those bowl games are huge for the university as far as it brings in income. What also helps with those bowl games is those young people like McPherson and Merritt was able to come in and get the feeling of how it goes on, practice with the team. Juju was there too. He was hurt, but he was there. Get to practice with the team, get to see how that thing works out and stuff like that. So you're building camaraderie and they get to see how things goes. It also is going to provide an opportunity for those young players who haven't been playing an opportunity to play. It puts your school out there. CU is not Alabama. Alabama, those bowls like that for Alabama, they think different. That means nothing to them because they want big bowls. They want the playoffs. But when you're CU and you're building, and this is building, you got to take the little wins. The little wins is 2 years in a row you went to a bowl game. Regardless of what the outcome is, 2 years in a row you went to a bowl game. You got to win them now. I ain't just saying just go there and not show up. You got to act like it's important. And also for those seniors, the way this season is gone, for those seniors, I think it'll be huge for them to make a bowl and win it. And that's a good way to end your career, other than leaving Colorado and coming behind a 9-4 team and not making a bowl. So you can look at it and it can be successful for you, but it's all on how you look at it. And it's great for recruiting. When you're on TV and they see you winning, regardless if it's 6 wins or not, they see you and you achieve something. So that's good for recruiting too. So you want to take the little wins, and I want them to get there, because if they get there, that's huge. That's huge for the program, and it's a positive step. Back to you, B. Watts.
Yeah, they need. I agree with that. They need to win. They need to win. Try to get at least to a bowl game. But the question I'm sure everybody waiting on is, Greg, is out of these 4 games, when was Juju get some playing time? Think they'll get some playing time this year or next year? What's best for him, you think?
That's weird because I do this little thing where Colorado reminds me a lot of Cleveland. Just the whole situation with how they playing and how to make. It's almost like, I don't know, they're trying to compare Salter. Dylan Gabriel got a little combination. He got a little Salter and he got a little Staub in him. He throw interceptions like Staub. He skipped the ball off the ground. He's short. And then Salter, he can't score over 12 points. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 14 points, Salter hit his ceiling. Boom. So they got a little combination there. And then it's like the golden child is sitting behind them, and that's Juju and that's Shedeur. So it's like it's like a weird little parable. And now even the Cleveland people throwing it back at him now. Oh, Coach Brown a hypocrite. Well, why he won't play Juju? Why he won't give him experience? I think Juju is still developing, because you see the way he jump on him at practice, as far as speaking up and stuff like that. He don't want him to get out there in that fire and can't communicate. Juju just turned 18, and he don't want, if things go wrong, to ruin Juju for the rest of these years. So if Juju was ready, fine. But if he's not ready, fine. I just hate it for Juju, because I feel like Juju should have finished off his senior year and then came in the summer, and then he could have just been back up. He came early and he still, whatever. Maybe Juju would be a little different if he was like D-Man, like people say Salter would be. Like when Juju came, I know he had to be under pressure, even though he fought competition. I'm going to be the guy, so I got to get my mind right. But when you bring in Salter at the last minute, it's like, well, if I'm not the guy, they got somebody else. I think Juju is an all or nothing type of guy. I think he probably would rise more to the occasion if it was like another situation where I'm the guy and that's it. And I think in a weird way, Salter, he could be the same way. I ain't nobody else to fall back on. That's how Shedeur was. Shedeur wasn't playing looking over his shoulder. Shedeur wasn't playing like, thinking like, oh, somebody else to come in and bail me out. So I think Juju probably be in a slightly better situation. If they go ahead and don't do this mess again, when Salter leave, don't go and bring in. I'm all for competition. Go bring in another younger quarterback. Go get another high school quarterback. Start building that pipeline. Don't go get another JUCO quarterback that's a running quarterback and be like, all right, y'all gonna compete. That ain't putting. You got to put that pressure on that quarterback. You gonna carry this team one way or another. So go ahead and don't sleep at night now in the spring. Don't even act like it's an option. It's no option. That's how you gotta do that.
B Watts, I'm gonna go a different direction on this one here because I truly believe Juju would be ready to be out there. And this is where I'm going. He needs to him staying in high school was a waste of time because in high school he wasn't going to develop his body. He done went to Colorado. If you look at it, his body's already getting developed. He's already getting adjusted to the speed of college football. I'm looking at all of these other freshmen, Bryce Underwood and all of the other freshmen that you got at Utah, the freshmen that you had at BYU, and you got freshmen everywhere that are playing. Juju should be playing. I would play Juju at least if we lose Arizona game, Juju would be starting in West Virginia for me. And people like, well, let's quit all this. He ain't ready. And I'm gonna tell you why. He don't have. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna put two tight end. We're gonna put two extra offensive linemen in the game like Michigan does. We're gonna have just two receivers and running back, and we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna do play action, and we'll hit the receivers on certain schemes. We'll scheme it out that way, and we're gonna play that kind of football because you got to get them ready. You got to get them ready. Just like Coach Prime said when it came to Shedeur, he ain't gonna get ready watching somebody. So if that's the case, let's get the young man in there, keep him protected, and you can keep him protected by keeping 7 and 8 blocking for him and just having X amount of going out and running the football. And Colorado can do that. That's if, once they realize that they don't have a bowl thing. And I would play him just two. I play him 2 or 3. I play him 3 games, me personally, so that you can keep his red shirt. But ain't no use of trying to keep him as a baby because y'all got to remember that young man played at 14 and in high school at the highest 6A. And that is huge to play at 14, start and take him to the state championship. Come on, man, where they do that at? The moment ain't too big for him. Put him out there. But the problem you have is this one here. This is a Pat Schumer type thing. What did Pat Schumer do for that young man? Because why is it that everybody else, even Rayola, started as a freshman? And I don't think they got none of the talent Juju has. But what they did, they had an offensive coordinator that protected them. And that's all you have to have. So this thing ain't complicated. Let's put all that protection, man. You protect when you tell your young men go to Colorado and use a condom. That's when you protect them. But you don't need to be doing this all now. Put them offensive linemen up there, block for that man, and go from there. Back to you, B. Wise.
Yeah, they got to put him out there at some point, man. That West Virginia game, what they playing that on the road or at home?
It's on the road. So they're gonna be out here 1 p.m. Eastern.
West Virginia on the road.
And this Saturday at home, man.
Yeah, you got home, road, home, and then away.
Man, be the best starting this Saturday. They're gonna start him at home. That way he be comfortable at. Yeah, you need to start him on the road, West Virginia, boy. Hey, yeah, on the road out there. Jesus. But anyway, I don't know, man. It just like this season just was a waste of time, man.
Oh. Man, you waited so long for these little games, man.
I'll tell you, man.
B. Watts ain't even went out there, man. That's how you know you shooting bad. B. Watts ain't even out there.
No, man. They wait nothing go out there and see.
2-3 games out there last year.
Ain't nothing, man. That's just everything. They just started out wrong, man. Everything just started out wrong, man. When the coaching staff confused, shit, what we supposed to be doing? They got confused after the first game. I don't know. So, but this season going like I don't even know if Coach Prime will come back.
Where you going?
What he got to come back for?
He
He
got 50. He got $50 million worth to come back, so he coming back. He coming anytime a man goes there, gets this type of surgery he got, and return the next day to what we call it. Oh, he coming back. He ain't letting this one go. He ain't letting this one go. To have a season like this, and then people talking about, oh, you can't do it without your boys and stuff like that. Nah, Coach Prime when he go out, he gonna go out winning. So he's going out. Them sorry Dolphins, boy.
Yeah.
They might send him down to Florida, man. That would be Watts want him at. Be Watts want him down to Gainesville down there somewhere.
I mean, man, you know.
No, be riding down to Gainesville. He about 5 hour drive down there. Be
Yeah, man.
SEC. That would be Watts want.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to this season.
Well, it's gone.
I'm just saying, like, what happened to the talent on the field, man? What happened to the talent on the field, man?
Man, Coach Prime came back after everything when he got back to that stadium, and he saw those players, and I guarantee you it hit him, because what you have introverts, and that's the problem. Juju is an introvert. K-Saw, you got different personalities, man. And when you're dealing with those, and he used to alpha dogs. I'm not saying they're not alphas, but they're not vocal, real vocal, and they set back. Well, when you see that after you've had Travis, man, did you see how Travis and Shedeur used to go back at each other, and Shedeur would tell him, "You just catch the ball when I throw it to you." You don't have that. And and Coach Prime saw that, I guarantee he looked and he was like, "Man, I thought K-Saw was gonna have some dog in him when to run these boys and make these boys do what they want to." They knew what they had in O. They already knew. O is one of them dudes, man. O just happy-go-lucky. They done paid him. O done got out the hood. O happy. O content. O ain't one of them ones that's gonna be like, man, got that Kobe. Ain't got that Kobe. You don't have Bayard is the only one I would say got that Kobe Bryant in him. That just he wanted. He wanted. And when you don't have a lot of those, because I tell you, people. I guarantee Greg know this. When they lost Hill Green, man, Hill Green, I don't care what you say. Hill Green that was a hard loss. Him and your boy Hood, them losses, their boy, them hard, because they could have changed everything when it pertains to how this team is going. And it was just a hard thing. They didn't have replacements. They put their money on the dude that was in the Temptations. Because didn't nobody want Otis. And just like David Ruffin say, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. And he ain't lying. He showed us ain't nobody came to see Otis. And they paid him good. Back to you, B-Watch.
And they could have kept, what the name too, that dude that went to Florida 2 years ago, that cornerback.
You about Cooper?
The cornerback.
You about Cooper?
No, he went to Florida.
You about Kamani?
Kamani
had he had to go down there and get broke in too.
He had to go away. He wasn't ready.
But
he wasn't ready.
But you gave him 2 years though, Steve.
I think it was Block Bully. I think Hill Green and Block Bully. They the one who changed the whole defense from the year before.
I know Block Bully did.
Back to the first year defense without Hill. We need to have a linebacker and somebody in the middle. In 2023, they had the same issue. The linemen too light. They getting pushed into the linebackers, even though linebackers weren't reading anyway. And the linebackers looked like they had their head between their legs. So now you back to a bunch of linebackers who run in the opposite direction from the ball, and the D lineman getting pushed backwards. You back to the same thing. You lost the Block Bully and you lost Hill Green. Now I don't think Hood was a factor, because he wasn't a factor. He should have been a factor, but he wasn't. That's why he gone. Because we were too busy selling old boy as first round draft pick instead of Hood. I don't know why he didn't like Hood. Maybe Hood ran that mouth. Hood got a little mouth or something.
Yeah, he do.
Hood got over there talking about
even George, ain't
who I don't just try to not get burnt. I try to make plays. He went and repeated verbatim. He got a little sassy to him. Coach Prime don't like the sassy. Coach Prime like people who like, yes sir, yes sir. Oh, old school. Hood probably talking back.
Yeah.
He looked like he talked bad. He talked bad to his parents.
Yes.
But you got a lot going on, man. Colorado is it's in trouble because you got to think about you losing 38 seniors, and they may not be worth nothing, but that's 38 people you got to replace. So you going back to a portal team, whether you want to or not.
Right.
At least half of those, you ain't getting that many high school kids. So you gonna be in the same situation again, have to rebuild your culture again and reteach people again. And the way that they recruit is the way they recruit. Phillips or whoever, he's showing you the type of players he gonna recruit. DBs who don't put hands on people, who get burnt on quick slants. Like them DBs they getting. They ain't got to do with Coach Prime. All the DBs they get play the same. All the linebackers they get, like Stevie Wonder, they just out there just. It's almost like Peekaboo is like, it's like they look up and hit somebody. Like, oh man, I ran into you, my bad. Like dang, he actually went in the hole. Nah, he just made a mistake. It ain't intentional that they going into the right hole. Cause I see the ball go this way and they go that way. Them the linebackers they've been recruiting from day one. We blame the coach, but it's recruiting too. That what type of linebackers you get, what type of DBs you get, what type of running backs you get, that they good, but they only know how to run into the back of the line. They ain't running the score. We ain't had no running back that like, we about to score every time you touch the ball. Everybody else running backs look like they trying to score. Our running backs look like they blindfolded. Like them and the linebackers got some same thing going on. They can't see. They just be running to the wrong hole. The hole right there, they run that way. They're like, what happened? Did y'all wasn't playing like this in high school, was it? It's recruiting. So he got a Coach Prime got to look at everything because he's like, man, y'all gonna recruit the same kind of players because looking at the pattern, it looked like we have a type. Our DBs is a type. Our linebackers is a type. Our running backs is a type. Our lineman is a type. We need linemen to go maul people. All y'all linemen stand straight up and look like Lurch. They be standing up all high. Y'all block so high they go right up under you. They take you, drive you back into the backfield, or your feet look like they cement and they just go around you and leave you standing still. And y'all running backs look like we back in the day when they playing patty cake or something. We back to that because they're like Jordan Hill over there, and 3 men in the backfield hitting the quarterback again. I'm like, God, don't y'all just go. They just like their feet is in quicksand. Like they got that kind of like heavy feet type of lineman, like they don't move well. Now I thought they had Sexy Swayze. Swayze supposed to replace Mo, and then he came in. All the linemen started feeling like they looking at themselves different. They looking in the mirror. They get abs and stuff. And that ain't good for a lineman because he forget. It's like a thoroughbred animal, like an animal. He forget he an animal. He almost think he human. He used the bathroom, take the showers. Your dog is in the shower you in. Your dog ain't a dog no more. He lay in the bed with you. He eat table food. You used to go in the water hose and spray the dog down. Now he in the shower getting bathed in your shower. That's what our linemen look like. It's like they forgot.
Oh, well.
Hey, B Watts, give me the days of when linemen looked like Kamala, the Ugandan warrior. That's what the days when they was offensive linemen. That's what they used to look like. But let's say it this way. But let me say this right quick. I would love to have Colorado's team next year, me personally, because I think they got some very nice pieces. Because all the ones who thought they were leaving early, they ain't going nowhere. So McKinney's going to have another year to come back and straighten the ship. Yeah. You're going to have McKinney coming back to straighten it up. I like the Salt the dude at linebacker. I really do like Salt at linebacker. I like the young man. I like the young man from Georgia that they got the freshman. I like Merritt and McPherson. I like Jordan Seaton. I like a yo-yo over there. I like the boy Johnson at right tackle. And then I like the young boys that they got also on the offensive line. I like my boy David Swain. So I'm just letting you know they got and then I got I still should have Wiggins coming back too. But and then you got a couple other guys. I think TC might be coming back too. But with that being said, you can go in the portal. When you come to them big guys, you're gonna have to pay a little money. You just can't miss on it. You can't spend that kind of money on people like Otis and then miss. You got to go out there when you going in that portal because let's go this way. Penn State got players that's coming that's going to be leaving. Florida State, you're going to have Florida got plenty of players that's going to be leaving. You got LSU got players that are going to be leaving. You got all of these, all of these universities that are getting ready to fire their coaches. You're going to have a whole lot of firings before the year's over. So Coach Prime is going to have his bevy of who does he want as far as getting in there and filling those slots up. You can't wait to the end. He needs to be in there picking the ones that he needs. And then I'll tell you another thing. Those guys know if I come to Colorado, especially if you come in and you can play, these are the guys like the Hill Greens that could actually play. When you get the guys that can actually play, you're going to be on national TV. You're going to have an opportunity to win, and you're going to have an opportunity to play and showcase your talent. What else you want? What else you want? The next thing Coach Prime got to do, and the most vital thing, he got to get like Vince McMahon. He got to start telling people, you're fired. And that's what he got to do. He got to fire some people and get the right coaches. Back to you, B1.
Yeah, but when they going into next year, this is the last topic we'll get off. Instead of going for wide receivers, JR, and defensive back, man, go get your two good linebackers. Pay the money and go get them. They can help you win a bowl game because they ain't never won that. Let's start right there.
No more money on receivers. No more. Save it. You got your receivers.
Put your money on two linebackers.
Yeah, look. If you rewind it back, 4 months ago, we thought we had them, right?
Yeah.
Look, I can't question.
Coach Prime said it in the presser. He missed on linebackers because last year I had some people that can take care of the Miller. This year they can't take care of the Miller, but they can run outside.
And if
they ran outside all right.
Outside. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that presser as far as Coach Prime saying he missed on linebackers. But if he said that verbatim, hey, shame on you, Coach Prime. You cannot put that blame on them players when your linebacker play has been less than average since you've been at CU. We talking about 2023. I believe Coach Prime got there. They got a linebacker, his last Juwan or Juju or something like that. He came in the last hour to kind of save a situation.
Mitchell.
He looked really good the first game or two or whatever he played, but apparently he had some off the field issues, so they had to let him go. Linebacker play looked terrible for the rest of the season. And then you fast forward to the next year. Bentley didn't look like he got any better. He didn't look like he got any better. It looked like somebody that has already been to a Michigan and then learned in that program and then was like, look, I'm probably not going to get on the field because it's just guys more talented than me. Let me go to a lesser school. Let me go to Charlotte. Let me show what I can do and then parlay that back to a Power 5, Power 4 program in Hill Green. So Hill Green going off of what I can assume going off his own instincts. Not saying that Coach Hart or whoever else was in the room with him didn't give him things to like improve his game, but he came as a developed product already. Coach Hart not developing Hill Green. I look at guys like JB that have been with Coach Hart for 5 years. And even we said, all of us are guilty of saying when JB got out on that field the first few times, he looked completely lost. That's not on JB. That's on coaching. So Uncle Steve said it. Some people have to be relieved of their duties. I don't like to use the word fire, but they got to be relieved of their duties because there's no way that you can tell me if Coach Prime got to the podium and say, we missed on linebackers. So if you bring some studs in there next year and they don't produce, what you gonna say? We missed on them guys too? No. You're not developing the guys that you're putting in the system. That's a huge problem, B. Watts. Huge.
I don't know, man. I thought they would have had their prototype by now. I mean, they went and got a block bully who had a wrestling background, so he had the leverage thing. Him and Pico would have had a good time this year. I thought and then you bring in a Pico. Pico know how to find a Pico. Where is his kids at, by the way? They coming next year. You know what I'm saying? Like you got somebody who you got to have one of them big wide bottom guys who they get real low to the ground and just like you can't move them. That's who you want in the middle of your field. You know, he got a whole big old US of A to find that guy. It's like, come on, I don't care where he at. I don't care if he at another college. I don't care where he at. You can find you a big old wide bottom guy who it's gonna take 2-3 guys to move. You can find one. You can find you know that's what worked. That's what don't get me. You know what type of linebacker you need because it worked. You know what type of linebacker tackle you need because it worked. You know the formula now. That's the beauty of last year. You know the formula. How did you change the formula this year and go back to the type of guys that you didn't have? You got to replace. You said you did that with Jimmy. You said we got the same type of receivers, Jimmy, but you didn't do that defensively.
Yep.
You didn't go and get another Travis Hunter. How you lose a Travis Hunter? I ain't saying do all what Travis Hunter do, but I'm saying it gotta be a guy who can fill that gap. You didn't go do that. Matter of fact, you let the Travis Hunter go to Tennessee. And now he the top 3 cornerbacks, and he got another year.
Yep.
He gonna be drafted first round next year. You keep talking about the other guy first round, and you let the first rounder go.
Yeah.
And you can't say you did, because every time I got out there, he was picking balls off, slamming people on the head. He shut down the number one of the top receivers in the country, and you shrug it off. You treat them like they treat Shedeur. Well, you know, everybody played good. So when they asked about him, how's coaching? Well, you know, it ain't just coaching. You know, Travis played good. Now they doing sign like that. You can't do that. Why you ain't never give Colton Hood no praise? You want like you. I know Colton Hood probably cussed you out, sass talked you like somebody baby child, but you got he say he got to know how to work with everybody. Coach Prime say he learned how to work with all type of kids. Colton Hood may have been a spoiled brat, but that was your first round draft pick. You need to build your relationship with him. He came for you. He didn't come for nothing else. He came for you. His personality may not all the way fit, but he came for you. Come on.
You right, Greg.
Hey, B. Watts, this is what I'd ask Coach Prime. This one here, I ask him a quick question. Who are you? Are you Wesley Snipes in the show? Are you Christopher Williams? Because Snipes was the one when he came up there, ran the business, everything. Christopher Williams was the one who was in New Jack City. And you have to look at the two, and you're like, well, why? What do you mean by that, Unc? Coach Prime need to decide what his team is. Are you going to be a physical team, or are you going to be a pretty team with all these receivers and want to throw the ball down the field and thinking you know, the LA Rams when they was back in the day, but people forget the LA Rams ran the football. You had Marshall Faulk that was running the football. That's what Coach Prime got to ask himself, because you can talk about any other team in the Big 12 and especially BYU. What is BYU known for? Let's go with this one here. Let's go with Utah. What is Utah known for? We ask you, what is Coach Prime known for? We don't even know. Do we run the ball? Do he throw the ball? Does he have a physical defense? Does he have a finesse defense? Does he play man? You don't know. He hasn't developed that. And it's hard to get people, the right people, if you don't know what you are. Coach Prime has to decide, which I'm surprised. I'm surprised Coach Prime ain't building. Like you said, and we said before, B. Watts, You got enough receivers. You wasting money on Why are we going to get more 5-star receivers? That's wasting money. Keep the dudes that you got and get some high school dudes and go from there. And spend that money instead of them. You're not spending money on running backs either. So you might as well quit spending it on receivers and go there and spend that money in trenches and then do it the smart way and get them high school players, man, and get them boys from Colorado, them big okra eating, corn eating Huskers. Get them in Colorado and go from there. But until Coach Prime decides what he's going to be, it's hard to tell you what his team is because you just don't know. He has not come out there and we can go, I tell you what, B Watts, what are they going to do this Saturday? Tell me what they're going to do this Saturday because I can tell you what Utah going to do. I can tell you what BYU going to do. I can tell you what Texas Tech going to do. I can tell you what Arizona's going to do. But we don't have a clue on what Colorado's going to do. And we've been watching them for 3 years. And that's a shame. Back to you, B Watts.
Hey, appreciate y'all tonight, man. Hey, we got Greg said it, JR Boxing, Uncle Steve. Want to thank the chat for stopping by and hanging out with us. Want to thank Uncle Steve joining us on this special night as our special guest. Tune in Tuesday night. You can see him and JR if you would like. Once again, thank you for watching Sports Talk with B Watts. JR, get us out of here.
Yeah, man. The only thing I got, man, Coach Prime, if you're hearing this, I think it's time to kind of repackage the message that you're sending, right? Because you came in, I believe, kind of traveled with you from Jackson State, and the whole conversation of get mama out the hood and things like that, like that may have hit the ears of a player at Jackson State. But here in Colorado, look, that may have hit some of the players with Colorado last year on the roster. But I'm looking at the totality of the team. That message not sitting with every player on that team. Because probably more than majority of the young men on that team are coming from a decent household. Everybody not growing up in a double wide trailer with a single mom that's working 5 jobs, can't get to your games. Everybody's story ain't your story, Coach Prime. So I think some of the messaging needs to be looked at again. Not saying not stay true to yourself, but know your audience that's in front of you. Because I guarantee you, if you start going down the mold of the young man that they picking up, like Montrez Walker, you can't tell me Montrez Walker don't come from a 2-parent home. Quanell Farrakhan X Jr., he comes from a 2-parent home. Q4 6 come from a 2-parent home. Ben Finnesit, 2-parent. The list can go on and on. There's a lot of players that are coming from situations that are not dire. So when you're giving a dire message to say the dream is to get mama out the hood and stuff like, mama probably not even in the hood, keeping it honest. They probably looking at a strong middle class family raised child and if he was telling me get mama out the hood, that resonates with me, but they don't resonate. They may not resonate with Uncle Steve or Greg. They might be like, shit, my family good. Like we living a good lifestyle. I grew up okay. So I think some of the message needs to be know your audience. That's what I say, Coach Prime, because I look at some of them players and I follow some of these players, and not all of them are what Coach Prime is preaching. A lot of them come from 2-parent households with a mother and a father, both in their lives. And I just find it ironic that that message is still being projected out. So that could be falling on deaf ears with some people.
But I'm gonna tell you, Colton Hood definitely got 2 parents, and I think his mama a doctor or something. And he slam folks all on their head.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? It's either you got it. That goes back to recruiting. It's either they got it or they don't. You know, it's definitely a recruiting issue at this point. Because you've been having the same guy do the recruiting, you getting the same results. So just like you look at the coaching, you also got to look at what type of guy. Because there was some guys in the portal you hear on other channels that they could have got that they didn't want. You know, that was available. Who wanted to come to Colorado? And linemen, they didn't want them. Even DBs like that boy Pons wanted to come here. You know, and he went with his coach to Indiana, but he wanted to come here. And it's like, he not what we want. He ain't this, he ain't that. But he had the film. It's like you picking who you want. So you gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, why are we recruiting the same type of dudes who giving us the same type of results? You know, you picking these dudes. Like I said, you got this whole big old US of A to pick from. All crooks and crabs out there, and you got the ain't hard to find. And you can really put it out there. You got well off. You can get all the film, all the whatever, the referrals you want. You can put JR to work and he'll go recruiting for you. You know, so at the end of the day, you need you can get people to help you find whatever you want. You got that kind of platform. There's no excuse. He can't find the type of guys.
I mean, Pastor Smith sent them Georgia boys up there, coaching Hood, and
yeah, he sent them right back too.
He didn't want them, sent them right back. All right, Uncle Steve, give us your last word. Let's get out of here, big dog.
Hey, I'm gonna do this for Coach Prime. Coach Prime, if you go into a room and you're the smartest person in that room, you need to get you a different room, because you need to fill that room up with different people. You should never be the smartest person in the room and think you're gonna grow and think you're gonna advance. It just don't work like that. You need to have a group of people that are a whole lot smarter than you and think a little differently than you. That we call that diversity. To think a different way. And you also need to have it where and this is the problem I see. Coach Prime has to go and he think he has to do everything. I shouldn't have to go and do nothing with my defense. I should oversee it, but I shouldn't have to come over there telling you which play to run and stuff like that. I shouldn't have to do it for offense, because if I'm doing competent people and who are the subject matter experts, they supposed to be providing me that information and ensuring that that information is correct so that we can be successful. He's doing too much. Coach Prime, when you're doing things the right way, you can go home and turn them lights off, like Teddy P say, and you can still feel good about, I know that I got the right people in control, in charge over this thing and running it, and I know we're going to be successful. If I got to go and I got to look at everything, including the lights, it's a problem, because I'm firing you. I'm going to have it so that I got people, when I go in there in my place, I know that person's going to do the right thing. They're going to do it when I'm there or not there. I don't want people, the only time they do something right is when I'm watching over them. Those are the wrong people. So if you're doing things, you're going to have to get in that direction. That's why you're so stressed at times. You're doing too much, man. You're picking up behind grown folks, kicking over stuff. That's cute, but man, you ain't got time for that. You need to be focused on the game and things like that, and have to talk to people about it. Stop that mess. Y'all gonna be successful, but Coach Brian, you don't have to do it alone. You're not Michael Jackson. I'm all alone. You don't have to do it by yourself. Use some good people that can come in there and run those offenses and defenses the way they should be run. Let them do it and be successful and enjoy life, man. Life is too short. B Watch, you got an outstanding show. You got great people in the chat. Y'all take care of yourself and watch BMO whoop that tail. BMO getting ready to go on the run, baby. If y'all don't know, you better ask somebody. BMO!
They
later.
Cook, man.